come mid and you just catch one of them before they all fight, man. That would be like the best thing that they can do for them.
All right, and we'll see if Boom can kind of hit that tempo as we are finally into our game. Should be no issues going forward here. So let's see how both sides play. Again, Summit, a little bit of a David versus Goliath scenario for them as, well, they just haven't had the best time in DPC. They've got a good time going through opens, as you mentioned, going through NGX, going through a Div 1 team that, although has been facing relegation to Div 2, bodes well for Summit. So, you know, their spirits are probably high. We've just got to see how much they can do up against the Goliath that is Boom. Maybe they managed to get that slingshot going.
FBZ, by the way, starting off with the magic wand. He knows he's up against Trezam's Undying, so he's like, I don't really even need, I don't need to buy tangos, just going straight up for the magic wand. He also has 3 branches, so I imagine that he'll be fed a couple of tangos by Tims. And that's just such greedy cores, man. I'm getting all the stats. You give me the tangos. I'm glad that healing salves give half region now because it makes them, it's like, you get your own region once in a while. Greedy bastards, all of you.
It is how they play, those core players, they want to save that gold. They want their fast early items, and we'll see how sacrificial Tims will be. It only has the 1 set of tangos, but it should be enough depending on how these rune swaps go, as we see both sides kind of camping around down bot. See if someone decides to run up. CZY on the ramp, only has the shock. Crush, no points yet. Could go for the spear if he wants to. It looks like we're just going to go for a steady 2 for 2 as they trade up top and no one invades down bot. So gonna break out in those lanes. Starting here in the bot lane, of course, you've got Jackie on the Razor and Scam on his Winter Wyvern. They are up against Crush on that Mars and CZY on that Shadow Shaman. How are you feeling about this bot lane here for both sides?
Kind of favor Boom a little bit more. Yeah, they have decent stuns and control on Summit Gaming, but killing Wyvern's pretty tough once he starts burning away, and he's got a pretty decent amount of HP. And Jack Boys, if you get Stack Link off on Crush, which he's just gonna do, it's like Crush is like, alright, I gotta move out, and you can take a lot of damage out of him. So, yeah, I wouldn't say I favor Boom, but it's like 55% on Boom for this one.
You've got some ways of at least stopping Jackie from running up, but Skim should have a good time, as you mentioned, right? Like, percent burn damage up against a strength hero is always great. Crush is never going to feel like he has a good time in trading once Arctic Burn is up, and CZY, with Etershock level 1, they can shove out lane, secure range creep, but you don't have that combination with a spear. Maybe by level 3 you could get more aggressive, although whether or not you want to go aggressive against a Winter Wyvern, as you mentioned, is a different story here. Otherwise, we will take a look at the mid while we've got time. Yopaj on that Tiny up against Mercury's Puck. Not a mid matchup you see too often, but again, it's been popping back in and out here. How are you feeling about the Tiny versus Puck matchup mid-off?
Should be. I mean, the thing about Puck is that he is pretty low HP, so if he plays bad, like if he makes a mistake, Yopaj can burst him down. Yopaj should be okay. Like, look at the HP, that's like 600 to 900, so Yopaj should... Oh, top lane, the Luna should be okay.
Diving a bit deep, but FBZ does find that kill, playing really aggressive on Boom's end already with that Spirit Siphon, and Trezam was stuck at level 1, so he didn't have that Soul Rip, he didn't have the Tombstone to throw down, and they just overwhelmed. Is that something you expect from the top lane? You talk about Undying close to Luna, you talked about the decay stacks piling up from Trezam being great, but they get run down here.
Yeah, I didn't think that was going to happen, honestly. Like, oh, in the meantime, Mercury also just... Yeah. I mean, we touched on that a little bit, saying that Yopaj shouldn't die, but I didn't think Mercury would also be dying at like 2 minutes in. But he does have he's got no HP. He just, the combo by Yopaj can bring him down. But it was a really good fissure block by Tims. And look at that, but he's got all these creeps behind. FBZ's like, hey, those are mine. What are you doing with these guys?
Yeah, they're still managing to get that EXP gain on Tims. One of the issues with that Shaker, of course, just a bit greedy in lane. It does feel like you need a lot of levels to have that presence. Tims managing to make that work out for himself. Does cop a little bit of harassment coming out from Trezam and Unknown, but does still manage to get what he wants there for FBZ. And we'll still have a creep wave to soak up on. So already a strong start here for Boom, finding that kill on the mid and the top lane. For Summit, we talked about their tempo going faster. This kind of a start, is it still something they can really reel in back, or do you expect them to start looking to be aggressive a little bit later on now?
I mean, it's only 3 minutes in, It's not like pub games where it's GG go end if get your carry gets first blooded. So Summit Gaming, definitely they could come back from this, but it is, it's a little bit worse than you'd like. Then I think they should it should be. You know, it's like 1k advantage already, 2 kills. Crush has just got no regen, and he's down to 200 HP. Boom is definitely outplaying them in the lane. Like, they are really forcing them back here.
They're just getting everything they want. Trading hits really well. They're getting level 3s up. Their harassment's so good. And Tim's again with just the great fissure blocks, cutting off Unknown, making him feel unsafe, not allowing this Luna to farm up bottom in the CS board right now across all the cores. For Unknown, not what you like to see. CZY sent his zap away. It does manage to get the spear off on Crush. They cut off Jackie, and the shackles are out, but that just lines up for Jackie to find that kill for himself. Oh! The Pulse is out as well, Plasma Field, and they do manage to find a kill. Double for Jackie in the bot lane, so even that protection from the Razor with the spear is not quite enough as Yopaj finds that kill as well down on the mid. So Boom now 5-0. They're the ones going off with the aggressive start. They're finding the tempo here early on, Automo. For Summit, I mean, you know, we talked about that tempo. These lanes just don't seem like they're panning out the way Summit would want them to.
I mean, yeah, it's like you have, you know, Undying. You should be, I'm not saying you should be winning, but you did not expect this to go badly. And he's got 2 points in decay for Trezam, which is interesting. Just wants to spam it out. We'll see if he's gonna make. Oh, dodge. Yeah, pretty good. Dodge by the Crypt Swarm. Trezam, though, is he gonna be able to make it out? FBZ is looking for him. And he misses again. Breaking ankles on Trezam, but no TP scroll. And he's just like, all right, I think I'll wait here.
Yeah, he's fine. He does manage to juke out FBZ so he doesn't die, but he doesn't have anything to offer in lane. Might try to snipe a courier, does. Right before falling, we'll get that reset from the tower. As Yopaj finds another kill again on the mid. I mean, this Tiny's just popping off. We always talk about Yopaj here, Automo, but that's 3 kills, almost solo on the puck every single time.
Yeah, I mean, we said the hero, you know, Yopaj loves flashy heroes like this. Tiny with the Blink Dagger early on can make so much space. And the fact that he's got 3 kills on puck early, that is absolutely insane. I mean, we're entering sort of like the death spiral where things really start going well for Summit Gaming. That courier kill was nice, but you need a little bit more than that. You gotta get something on the board soon, or at least stop bleeding kills. The good point for Summit Gaming is that, like I said, their strength comes later on. You know, once they got a couple of ultis on their course, that's when they get things start happening for them.
Mercury, Tims is on the flank, does have that fissure ready. Silence is out. They do miss the Splinter Blast, but Tims still walking up, doesn't manage to get the stun. Avalanche is out. CZY trying to get the hold onto Yopaj, but the cold embrace is there, and the stun out from Tims. What do you enchant? They find a kill onto Mercury. CZY lined up next. They're trying to block out for Yopaj. Nice stun once more, and that should be a bonus for our Tiny. As Yopaj goes 4-0-1, with all the supports just camping down mid. That does leave an opening up top. Trezam still dropping low, chasing down FBZ. Tombstone is down, getting good damage off. Not enough to stop that Death Prophet. Level 3 Spirit Siphon with the Urn up. It just doesn't feel like you can run down that DP any longer here, Automo.
Dude, Mercury is only level 5, and he is going to be losing his life. Alright, they're obviously going to go just for the mid tower, but they did drop an observer ward on some gaming, kind of right in front of Boom Esports. They might reward that. That was a little bit greedy by CZY to just find as they're moving, but alright, Zam's coming here.
Oh boy, Avalanche toss up. Shazam only got the 1 decay off, starting to drop low. Silence out from Mercury to hold back. Not quite enough to save his friend. And another kill for Yopaj on a mega kill streak already. 11-0 start for Boom. You talked about David and Goliath here, Automo, and it looks like Goliath's having a field day so far.
Yeah, David really needs to get his slingshot, you know, fix that aim a little bit. But Mars, I mean, Mars only level 4 as well, 7 minutes, that's a problem. You really need to get an ultimate off, and at least Mercury just hit level 6, so their team fight gets a bit of a boost here, but when you are 4k behind 7 minutes in, if you play Dota Underlords, where, you know, the other guys got 3 stars, 2 stars, you're sitting with 1 star units, it's kind of the problem here. You got less numbers on your side, you got just less stats on everyone, and it's very scary for Summit. They need a couple of minutes where just they recover and nobody dies, if that can happen.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about tempo from Summit. You have to remember, Boom has tempo as well. They're using FBZ's first EXO really well. Yopaj rotating up top to secure that tower. And just straight back to mid. They're camping the area. Trezam shows up trying to deny the rune. Gets tossed away into the enchant. And he's gone. Doesn't even manage to deny the rune. Yopaj with the arcane ready to go. Blink within 400 gold. CZY, Mercury getting a bit chased down here. Tree toss out from Yopaj does slow CZY down, forcing out the Dream Coil as well. They have no follow-up. Good silence out from Mercury though. Holds back Tims from getting the chase, but that's Dream Coil down. You talked about these ults coming up here, Automo, and they're forced to use it for a retreat.
Yeah, at this point he was like, alright, I don't know if we're gonna get a kill opportunity, but it doesn't even matter because CZY is just gonna die. Oh no, he's still alive.
They've got the shackles off as well. Trezam dropping that totem as well, the tombstone, as they still find the kills. Jackie finding a solo down bot. Chase still on for Trezam. Tombstone doesn't last too long, still stuck at level 1. And they can't stop the Tiny. Blinks up on Yopaj as well, ready to just jump in and out of these fights. 14-0, Summit, how do you recover from this point? You mentioned not dying. How do you kind of buy that space? Who is it that you start to pin this game on for Summit to kind of bounce back here?
Maybe Crush. You know, it's just looking really tough. Like it's one of those things where it's like, how do you recover when everything is going badly? You're in a really tough spot. Things have to go. Boom has to make mistakes at this point because Summit Gaming, you know, when you are this far behind in only 9 minutes, it's gonna have to be the enemy who makes a mistake somehow. Trezam's level 3 only. Bomb lane. Can they find something? Crush was here. Just his level 6.
Oh, they got the shackles off, but doesn't really do much as CZY intercepts that gank. But Yopaj finds that kill. Crush still trying to run away. He's spotted out here. Good enchant once more from Tim. Spear out won't stop this as the blink's there. Arena's down, trying to cut off. Can Crush make it out? He does. Dream Coil to hold. Jackie's starting to drop low, but Yopaj is still kicking, does get the toss up. Jackie's still safe. Chain stunts from Tims. And a triple kill for Yopaj. 9-0-2 here, Automo. As, oh man, even Trezam trying to sneak in from the backside. Yopaj is going to have another one before anyone else gets off. Tim steals it though. So Tims is also 3-0-6, but Automo 18-0 in 10.5 minutes. I don't think I've ever seen a scoreline like that before.
I know. You ever feel like, oh man, I'm gonna hype up the team, make it look exciting, but at this point you're like, I just don't see how they can do it. Could they get a smoke? Could they get some deep wards off? It's hard to tell what Summit Gaming can do because Boom Esports, they're just all over the place. Yopaj, Hastruin, and CZY.
Yeah, finds another on that Shadow Shaman, was getting a D ward off, drops the wards as well. CZY just looking for anything. Can't even find Tims as he does manage to run away. Cold Embrace from Skem to ensure. And more gold for Yopaj from these Serpent wards. No micro to deny. Well, there is some, but just not quite quick enough. And Summit again, not even a single kill yet. 19-0, 8k lead for Boom. And
at this point, we might be just going be like, all right, when does Summit get their first kill? You know, at what point, you know, will we see like 30-0?
Yeah.
They're a good team, and we might be 20-0 though.
Yeah, 20-0. So we're approaching the dream score here, Automo. Just 2 more kills for Boom and 3 kills for Summit to pop out, and the dream is set. The reverse dream.
I think we're more likely to get 12 kills for Boom and 2 for Summit. You know what I mean? Like that might be the more likely option. And it's really hard to look at what they can do. Like their supports. You know, Trezam is level 4. I didn't say that Undying doesn't need much levels, but he's only got level 1 Tombstone. He's got 2 points in Decay, which I don't think it makes much of a difference, but that's another problem that you have to face with.
They're chasing into that jungle. Exorcism pop by FZ. Toss out on Trezam. Doesn't even get that Tombstone off as they keep the chase up. CZY being slowed down. Silence out for Mercury to cut off, but CZY still a goner. Winter's Curse to hold down Crush just to secure the kill. Static Link out from FZ as they chase on the side. Mercury's down. And they find Crush as well. And they even dig out from Jackie in the middle of that. 4-0, 24-0. You know what? You're right, Automo. Just 8 more kills and 2 for Summit. And that does seem even more likely now. A 10k lead for Boom. Summit not finding anything so far. What's the call here, Automo? Like, where do you go to farm? What do you do now just to try to hit your own timings?
I think if you're unknown, like on the Luna, you just smoke and you go to the enemy side. You know, your own jungle is not safe. You can see like they got sentries all over, they got ward in that cliff. You just have to, you put unknown in the enemy side, let them farm there, and while your team tries to defend towers as best as they can. We still haven't seen like, you know, a Dream Coil into the Tombstone and you know, the snakes, all the big combo. Summit Gaming, they do have 3 people smoked up. They might consider doing, like, they're going to try to do something here. Podge has Blink. Tim's does not have Blink though. This could be something. Smoke breaks and Skim just flies away. Mercury is here. There's a coil.
Dream Coil out, just wanting to find one. Can they take out Skim? The silence fades. Dream Coil still up. Tombstone's annoying. Arena off from Crush. The silence out though. It actually saves Skim. Toss up doesn't lead anywhere. And the wards are dropped. They will find their first kill onto Skim. They just need one more, but they're already on the retreat. Jackie showing up, has that fresh BKB. Blink out from Yopaj into the center. Toss out, 2 caught out. Trezam set to fall as Yopaj just making work happen on that Tiny. And he tosses Jackie forward. Mercury just melting to the output. And Yopaj, yeah, finds another. Doesn't want to tempt fate. Eclipse is up on Unknown, but 27 to 1, Automo. Tim still keeping chase on CZY.
We might make it 28, John, though. Hey, we might make it. Your Podge is here.
Blink forward, avalanche toss on the ready. Toss back. They find another 28 to 1. So we just need 4 more for Boom and 1 for Summit. And then the dream, the improbable dream is alive.
Well, I mean, isn't it probable at this point? Let's be fair here. Isn't it a little bit, it's pretty probable at this point.
It's looking like it. I mean, it's looking rough for Summit. We mentioned it, that it is a David versus Goliath sort of scenario. The underdogs are getting a whooping by the #1 team in the DPC. Yopaj looking to play, immediately breaks the smoke. Echo Saber up, avalanche toss, just the avalanche blink away. Illusions to kind of, forced out the immediate hex. Dream Coil is out onto Yopaj versus follow-up. Silence immediately out from FBC. Yopaj still alive in the center with nice Winter Curse coming out onto Unknown. And the Luna's just gone. Great stun. It's just insanity. 32 to 1. Giving them the 1. No, they GG out. Summit, they're done. 32 to 1. Boom. 50-minute GG. Automo, what did we just watch?
Well, we saw Summit Gaming disappoint. They just need to double their kills, and that's it. But what a class by Boom Esports. This is why they are the #1 team in Southeast Asia. Like,